So this is the original graphic I had posted when I was, letting everybody know about the challenge. So what if you could stop jumping? What if you could stop barking at the window, stop the begging, stop the counter surfing, stop the chasing and any other demanding type behaviors with one simple cue? Now you can, right? So now you can use place in replacement of all of those other behaviors. So let's say you have a dog who you come in the door, and one of you guys in particular had said that you used it in this instance. You come in the door, your dog is jumping all over you, send them to place, send them away, tell them to go to their place, come in the door, put your stuff down, right? So all of these tasks that you guys practice, some of that included that, right? Putting stuff down, putting stuff on the table, dropping things. Your dog now can go to place while you perform tasks like that. The struggle and the practice is just going to come in with their excitement level is up here, really high. You need to be able to bring it down, but that's going to come with practice. So go in and out the door a few times. Be intentional about practicing it, and your dog will get it real quick. If somebody's home before you and can just stick a leash on your dog, and they predict that you're coming home, you can call them or text them ahead of time or whatever it is, or you come home at a regular time. Can you stick a leash on them? I'll be home in 10 minutes, something like that. Put a leash on. That way, if your dog keeps jumping and doesn't listen, you can take them by the leash, lead them right over to their place, tell them to stay, put your stuff down or whatever it is, take off your shoes, take off your jacket, do the things that you need to do without your dog mauling you, jumping all over you. They're excited. Half the reason that we have dogs is because we want someone to be that excited when we walk in the door. But it backfires, right? So definitely that's a good use of sending them to place. And I know some of you had done that, practiced that, and I think that's awesome that they were able to do it. After you guys, this is just 2 weeks of training. Okay, this is like, you haven't been doing this for months and months. This is like it was one solid week of breaking down the little pieces, teaching them what they needed to learn intentionally, and then applying it, what's called proofing it in dog trainer world. We're proofing it. We're getting them used to doing all of the things in different circumstances. Okay. So now you've been doing that. So don't just let it drop off and don't stop practicing it. Practice it. It's keeping intentional, but you got the momentum behind you already. So barking at the window, there's another one. I had posted a video in the challenge of Willow. I happened to catch her. The Amazon probably guy came because Amazon's always here. He probably came and she spotted him and started barking. And I told her the place. I happened to have the bed right next to the window area. Told her the place. She went over. She stayed until the guy left. And then she got reinforced for that. Okay. That's another really nice use. So it's one thing to tell them to, leave the person alone or, not to bark at the person. Give them something really specific to do instead of barking. So, they're barking, Willow place. And then she goes over, she goes to her bed, she stays there. Yes, good girl at the very end. I did say yes, I'll give you a treat. So that is one use of it when they're barking at the window. Granted, it's not always going to be that easy. She has a mild bark. It's kind of half-hearted. Like, I think I'm supposed to be barking at this person, but I don't really care that much. That sort of bark. It's different than a dog who is adamant about like, no, I'm going to make this person go away, or I'm barking so much that I want this person to come in. So either direction, that is more emotional. So that's going to be harder. You'll have to break it down a little bit more for them. But that is the use of place with barking. Begging and counter surfing, I'll kind of put into the same category. So if you are cooking in the kitchen, you're doing your stuff in the kitchen, or you want to sit down to eat, sending your dog to go to their place and stay there the entire time you're cooking or the entire time you're eating is the goal. However, if you're not quite there yet, which some of you already are, again, it's only been a couple weeks. Some of you are there. Some of you might not be yet. So that's where you can incorporate that passive attention. So reinforcing them every so often for continuing to stay in their place. So don't wait for them to get up and then come all the way back to you to get the treat and then send them back again. Okay. We don't want to chain the behavior together. We want to make sure that They are continuing to stay in their place, and that's what's getting reinforcement, not the getting up to go back again. Okay. And then yesterday's video, we did talk about that a bit more because you got to see a nice example when Willow did get up and I had to send her back. And then chasing, similar to the other things, you basically, if the cat is out or something like that and they're meandering around, being able to send your dog to place and have them stay while the cat is just around, or the cat's walking through the room, or you're actually luring the cat to move around a little bit so you can practice. That is a really nice use of place also. Might be helpful in that circumstance, depending on your dog and what kind of chasing's happening, to have a sort of a backup there. So you're not setting the cat up or setting the other dog up, or whatever your dog is chasing. Having a leash on your dog, or having them tethered to something, or having somebody else hold the leash, that can be really helpful just in case they get up and try to chase the thing and then it becomes a self-reinforcing behavior. Cat comes into the room, dog chases cat, cat runs away, dog wants to chase cat more, and it becomes a reinforced behavior. All right, so coming up in February is tricks and games. And then coming up in March, we're going to be digging into leash manners. Now, I may offer the leash manners one outside of the academy also as a paid challenge. But of course, if you're in the academy, it's included, so you don't have to worry about that. I may offer it outside the academy. It just sort of depends on what exactly goes into it and all that. But you're definitely in for it if you are in the academy. So, and then this is sort of what's entailed in the academy, just for anybody who's not in it, but is interested or intrigued by the idea of it. So you get the monthly training games and challenges, monthly group coaching calls, and then we do Pups and Pajama classes, which are really fun, where we get to practice a bunch of stuff that we're working on with our dogs. You guys all practice separately, but at the same time, which is fun because you can I can kind of keep an eye on things and you can ask questions and you just get the accountability of practicing it. Private Facebook community, so separate Facebook community from the pup parents group. It's the canine homeschoolers, handouts, downloads, and the content library. And then I just added in the VIP tutoring options for members only, because soon, not quite yet, because I'm still trying to get everything together. But soon I'm going to, just because things have been so busy, I'm going to start offering the private virtual training to members only, because I want you guys to have all the content. I want you to have all the resources you need, and that is over in the academy. And then the perk to being in the academy also is that you can add on the tutoring. Okay, so that is just sort of a separate thing.